of Artspace Mackay, which is Tracey Heathwood. And I just want to make sure you guys all know that Tracey and Artspace Mackay's contribution to the success of this Abbey Conference and Arts Book Fair has been immeasurable. Just a quick message. Tracey visited a little artist book fair in Brisbane called Abbey 2020, and afterwards she dropped in to see me later on and said, do you reckon you'd run an artist book conference at the Libris Awards? And I'm going, do I reckon I'd run an artist book conference at the Libris Award? Is the Pope Catholic? Tracey?
Thanks, everyone. While we get the presentation up, I should just say a big thank you to Robert Heather. I'm hoping I don't repeat myself too much, and it's more of a passing of the baton, and I'll take you on the journey from there and why those artist books are still so important to us. So, why collect artist books? I think Robert has given us a really good starting point, and very much artist books are definitely still the focus of Artspace Mackay, and it's something that we're incredibly proud of, and I know that our local council is also, that's something that they promote very strongly across the region. So Artspace Mackay is the regional art gallery on Yui country. It's owned and operated by Mackay Regional Council, and one of our key strategic aims is still to support contemporary artist book practice. And it's very much our vision to build on the existing strengths of our collection whilst we're encouraging innovative contemporary practice in the field. So, surprisingly, when I put these stats together, we've been collecting artist books for over 30 years, and I do just want to give another shout out to Geraldine Moylan, because that's very much a passing of the baton from Mackay City Libraries across to Artspace Mackay, and we would not have this focus without that, Geraldine, so thank you for all of your efforts there. We've been open now for 21 years as a regional gallery. I think we're shaping up okay. We're looking all right. And we love claiming, and we know it's true, we have the largest collection of artist books in regional Australia. So we have over 700 works of artist books in the collection these days. A stat I'm super proud of is that these days 75% of the exhibitions that we show at Artspace Mackay are curated in-house. So our team has grown quite substantially, and I know that firsthand because I'm not sure how many people know this, but I was the education officer, and so I worked with Robert, and I have seen, it's a big part of my life, and I have seen the gallery and the staff grow, and it's been really a great thrill for me to be able to deliver those exhibitions internally. And we welcome about 30,000 visitors each year. So, as I mentioned briefly, the art collection was founded in about 1995 by Mackay City Library. They started collecting art related to books, and that then led to a shift from work intended as illustration to artist books. Some of those key acquisition sources in the early days were Graham Galleries and Editions in Brisbane and the Lyrebird Press in Townsville. And I believe, Ron can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we used to get the edition two of pretty much every artist book produced by Lyrebird Press back then. So we've amassed an incredible collection, like essentially a Lyrebird Press archive, if you will. To celebrate the opening of Artspace Mackay, as Robert mentioned, Tate Adams, the master printer, donated this incredible archive to us, and we then became the gallery that focused on artist books. This is just an example of some of those earlier works that we were collecting. A beautiful Barbara Hanrahan colour screen print, which was also an illustration, and the Elizabeth Gould, just a couple of examples of some of those earlier works. Some of the early artist book acquisitions are still, really strong pieces and incredibly relevant to our contemporary collection. This is an early work by Diane Fogwell called Orpheus, which proudly sits in our Mackay Regional Council art collection. These days we have a total of 6 artist books by Di Fogwell. She did win she was the previous winner of one of our National Artist Book Prizes, which you'll see soon too. Ron McBurney, also one of the works that we acquired earlier. I see it says we have a total of 20 artist books by McBurney in our collection. I have to tell you that the total collection of Ron McBurney works is like 134 or something like that. So we're big fans. So yeah. Jan Davis, this is such a beautiful work. And again, an earlier work by Jan Davis. This work we will actually have on show in our trade table, our Artspace Mackay trade table, so come and have a look. Jan has obviously some other beautiful works to have a look at as well. I won't spend too much time on this, we have talked about it a little bit, but we hold almost a near complete collection of works produced by Lyrebird Press. And those archives, proof and ephemera that were donated to us by Tate Adams in the early 2000s give it some real strength, some gravitas. We can clearly see some really incredible processes from the Lyrebird Press through that generous donation. The second album of the press, Off the Wall, was wonderful too, and that saw emerging artists and students encouraged in experimental artist bookmaking, and they're really wonderful components of our collection. And the Lyrebird holdings were collected, as I said, directly from the press, and that's something that we continue to kind of treasure and celebrate. You'll see later on that we recently did an exhibition co-curated by Helen Cole and Ron McBurney celebrating the Lyrebird Press. This is a stunning work, the John Brack nudes, that we were very happy to bring into our collection just recently, and that was produced by Lyrebird Press. The focus on artist books, as Robert mentioned, was established in 2004 to celebrate our first birthday, and it really did put us at the centre of artist books, and it was a wonderful initiative. The Libris Awards, which is maybe something I might focus a little bit more on because we've heard that great history from Robert, were introduced in 2006, and this art prize that you'll all come across and have a look at tomorrow, and we'll get to find out who wins the awards, has become really integral to the way that we collect and grow our artist book collection. It is essentially our major acquisitions. It's not the only one. We still acquire artist books from other galleries and other exhibitions, but it is this incredible opportunity for us to bring those books here. And between 2018 and 2024, about 55% of the artist book acquisitions came from the awards. I'm just going to take you through some of our previous winners, and you'll see I've got lots of people in the room that'll get a shout out in this one, so that's exciting. Clyde McGill with his amazing work, They Burnt My Boat. Pirahu today was our inaugural winner of the 2006 National Artist Book Awards. Deanna Hitty won the National Artist Book Award in 2008 with this beautiful artist book. We did, just a few years ago, present a solo exhibition with Deanna. In 2010, Marion Macken took out the National Artist Book Award. This beautiful work. In 2013, Michelle Skelton, Waveform, was the overall winner. I should say at this point too that in 2013, a major sponsor was introduced to the awards, and that is Delhi Bay. So that has grown over the years. We continue to be sponsored by Delhi Bay. They contribute these days $15,000 towards prize money in the year of the Libris Awards, and in every other year another $15,000 to acquire additional artist books. So it's a significant contribution, and we're very grateful for that sponsorship. 2016 was the George Matoulis and Angela Cavalieri artist book with poetry by Anthony Jacques. Europa to Oceania, again, a beautiful book. All of these works kind of, I don't know, they're like your mates, right? Like you go and visit them and you get them out, and yeah, you get to understand them quite intimately. Clyde's back. 2018 National Artist Book Award winner was Clyde McGill. It was great because we rang Clyde with not a lot of notice, and he hopped on a plane and came to the opening event for that. It was pretty great. So we loved that. 2020, Diane Fogwell won with this beautiful work entitled Inferno. Really challenging artist book prize, this one, because it happened right in the middle of COVID. So it was live streamed. We had to do a pretty severe pivot when it came to selecting the finalist works. We had judges that weren't able to travel, and yeah, so it took a lot of work to kind of flip that one around. In 2022, Jessica Dorazak won with this work, Passages 1-5. And who knows, 2025, watch this space, we'll find out very soon. So between 2018 and 2024, 134 artist books entered the Mackay Regional Council Art Collection. I'll go through this quite quickly. This is just a sample. It's obviously not super comprehensive, but just to give you an idea. So in 2018, these were artist books that were purchased from the Libris Awards in addition to those acquisitive prizes. Another work by Deanna Hitty, the Carolyn Craig, a really wonderful work, Darren Bryant, obviously, and Gracia Harvey and Louise Jennison. Some wonderful works, one by Glenn Skeen and Matthew Newkirk, The Liars work. In 2020, Lynn Ashby actually won the Highly Commended Prize for The Light Down Here. Wonderful digital artist book that, yeah, still has pride of place in our collection. A great work by Yanis Nadella. Pamela C. Took out the Regional Artist Book Prize that year. Some of our purchases are kind of retrospective, and we have a collection development plan, and we're very interested in trying to fill any gaps that we identify in the collection as well. So sometimes we do. We also received wonderful donations, and that's a really wonderful opportunity for us to kind of keep making this collection really rich and going back and considering what those gaps are and really seeking out opportunities to fill those. In 2022, another very strong year for the Libris Awards. We had some really beautiful works. The Sarah Ind also took out a prize in the 2022 Libris Awards. And a couple of really great works, First Nations works in 2023. So Jemima Wyman, we acquired just on the cusp of a major solo exhibition with Jemima Wyman that we featured last year, which was wonderful. Thanks, Tim. I'm wrapping up. Okay, so I guess just to give you a little bit of an idea, we do have a collection development plan, and we're really interested in what's different about being a contemporary gallery and collecting artist books, and how does that change the kind of context about how we have those conversations and where we place them. So they do form a recurrent part of the gallery's curatorial projects. We usually are looking to have collection shows on, regularly as part of our exhibition program, and artist books feature very significantly in those. And we also introduced an online collection database that went online in 2021. It was a huge project, it's ongoing, but a wonderful research tool. And if anybody out there isn't familiar with that, I'd strongly encourage you to get onto our website and have a look through that. So in summary, public programs are also something that we work really hard on. We've had a couple of different initiatives, again, very much run by our volunteers and led by Geraldine. So we ran a Speed Date the Collection public program where people get 10 minutes at a table to kind of fall in love and then move on to another book. And that's a really fun, simple event that works quite well, actually. Yeah, it's a really great way to introduce people to the genre. We have Artist Book of the Month, so we feature a different artist book each month, and my public programs team who are here are amazing, and they do such great work. Finally, just a couple of examples of how we do bring those artist books into our exhibition program. So in 2023, beautiful show, solo show by Deanna Hitty, featured in our foundation gallery. Tales of the Lyrebird was the exhibition that I mentioned briefly that we put together in 2023 in celebration of the Lyrebird Press and our significant kind of collection. This was a very simple collection show in our foyer, but I love that opportunity of placing artist books with other contemporary works from our collection. I think it's really interesting to see those conversations and see those works together. The art of Ida Rental Althwaite, very much an illustrator, but a really beautiful show in 2022. Jenna Lee, really incredible First Nations artist bookmaker. She won the regional artist book prize, I believe, or no, maybe the tertiary, sorry, don't quote me on that. And we were able to reach out to Jenna and develop a show with her on the back of that. And finally, this is our online collection database. It's an ongoing project, as you can probably imagine. Our exhibitions team are flat out, and so sometimes, it's about chipping away and getting everything online, but we have about 60% of our collection now digitised and online, so a great research tool, and we hope to keep growing that. And that is me. Thanks so much.
There was a brief break in the artist